Hello, it's your girl Aisha, founder and CEO of Bossy Cosmetics. We're back on this Black History Month chat series. Hello, hello. I'm just chilling, dancing. Woo! Thank you for joining our Black History Month series. We've interviewed so many amazing women. And today we have the pleasure to interview a really amazing woman. Her name is Shola. To welcome her, she's joining right now. Oh, we boogie. I'm waiting for. Oh, she's here. All right, let me lower my music. All right, let's lower this.
Hi,
You're here.
Hello. I've been nervous.
Oh, nervous. Listen, this is going to be, you and I chat all the time. There's absolutely nothing to be nervous about. I am going to talk about the fact that you are just an amazing human being, beautiful woman on the inside out. I want to talk about your humanity, your passion, and your grit, and how you have just built. Hi, I see Karishma. A lot of friends are logging in.
I see my family members there too.
Hey, family in the house. We love it. My mom just joined as well.
So hi, everybody. Yeah.
There is nothing to be nervous about. You know I love you dearly, and it's such a pleasure to invite you to the Black History Month series. So let me just, for anyone who has not watched any of our other videos, I decided February in the United States is Black History Month, even though every month is Black History Month. But I wanted to use this time to celebrate women in the world who are doing unbelievably amazing things. And so far, I think I've interviewed about 5 women. It's been a series, and it's just been unbelievably beautiful in that it's storytelling. And of course, I wanted to talk to you because you have found a way for, and you will tell me how long, you have been running a business in spite of all the things in the world that have happened in a while. You are a mom of 2 adult, beautiful, well-raised daughters. And I want to focus on the topic of grit and resilience, especially in the last 12 months that we've had. So, enough talking from me. Introduce yourself first to anybody watching.
So, hi everybody. My name is Shola, founder of Ribbon Room, the balloon, Mama Balloon.
Yes.
Wow, you know, Shetu, I stumbled on this business.
By the way, we need to let people know because everybody calls me Aisha. Only family members
Aisha.
call me
I call her Shetu.
So we call me Shetu. I just want people to know that's how close we are.
Right. So I stumbled on this business. The business chose me. So to start with, I had a children's toy store, you know, coming out of business, you know, like taking care of my kids. I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. And I started to feel this pressure from everywhere, you know, so what you do, your kids are in boarding school now, what's next? And it's like you almost don't feel like a complete woman until, you know, you've tended to the house, you've tended to the husband, you're tending to the kids, you have a job, you like, there are just so many things women we feel we have to do. So
we have to do, and society makes us feel we have to do.
Yes. So my kids go off to boarding school, I drop them off and I come back and I'm like, damn, what's next? So anyway, over the years, I had, you know, sold toys at fun fairs, you know, just for fun and a little bit of extra money. So I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to stock a few toys with the little money I have. And, you know, obviously, beginning of business, you're so desperate to make sales. You want to do anything to get people to buy, whatever. So I started to gift wrap for free, you know, beautiful gift wrapping. Months went by, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to invest in 1 canister of helium, disposable canister, and I'm going to start attaching 1 single balloon onto the gift that I've wrapped for free, but add a balloon for free.
So before you move on though, how did you, so when you started this, okay, my kids, I've dropped my kids off. Now I'm sort of empty nested. I've been selling toys. How did you decide, let me keep going? Was it friends who were patronizing your business? How did you get people to know you were selling toys in the first place?
I I just had to push. I just had to push. Whoever needed to hear, I got a small shop. I would sit in there all day. Some days I'll sell nothing but a greeting card of 500 naira, which is like $1. And I'll get into my car at the end of the day and I think, yes, I sold $1 today, you know, and then that $1 turned to, you know, little bits of money trickled in. Anyway, I just had to keep pushing because I felt I had to do something. I love the toy business, but, you know, started off with the free balloons. And guess what? Somebody came in and said, can I get 10? And I'm like, yeah, you can get 10. So how much is 10? I'm like, 500. I just pick a number off the top of my head. So she's like, okay, she had dropped her daughter's gift for gift wrapping for the next day. And I was like, okay, you can pick up the balloons in the evening, you know, so that tomorrow morning when she wakes up, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, she calls me in the morning and says, guess what? All the balloons are on the ground. They have flopped. They're on the ground. They're not floating. What's going on? And I'm so upset and I'm crying. And I'm just like, you know what? I just kept pushing. Wow. And that's
so
really
in spite of disappointment, you didn't give up. You kept going.
I couldn't afford to give up.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to give up. So I just.
But that's grit. That's what
grit.
we're talking about. We're
My
talking about resilience.
My business is built on pure grit and resilience. That's it.
So what did you do when you had that problem? What did you do?
When I had that problem, obviously I apologized. I refunded money. And then I thought, you know what, I don't know what kept me going, but I just kept going. So the next time I realized that, okay, you can't give people balloons the day before. You've got to give it to them a few hours before. So we would organize that, send it out. Then I started realizing that, you know what, there's a whole chemistry to this thing. Yeah. You know, there are things to make the balloons last longer. There is this, there is that, there's different quality, there's this. And bit by bit, you know, people started patronizing me bit by bit. And I realized that, you know what, this is something. And that's how it happened. So people would want balloons at 6 in the morning. And because I wanted to make a sale, my staff are not at work, I would get up at 4, I would get the balloons ready, jump in my car in Lagos, drive across town to make sure I get it there for 6, just to make sure everybody is happy. And obviously from the grit and resilience, customer service, and all.
I know somebody just said in the chat that you have the best customer service out there.
Oh, really? I'm not even reading the chat. Yes. So customer service, listening to your clients, what do they want, spending time talking to them, advising, you know, just putting your all into this job. It was about every single job. Yeah. Until today, I still get nervous when I'm sending out balloons because I pray, please God, don't let anything go wrong. I want it to be perfect and Anyway.
But hold on. I want to say something though, because I feel like you are not giving yourself the credit for the work that you actually do. I mean, I know we're starting from the beginning of the story, but I have been your customer for many years. Yes. And I have seen as well. I mean, it's you're saying, you're belittling it. You're saying, well, small by small, people were coming.
I know.
You create beautiful arrays, gorgeous balloons. You know, I mean, you've come to my home and put balloon after balloon and hung them. You've done the most amazing displays. And when people, you know, Nigerians, we love to have big parties. So when people come and see other people, what you've done, that's how it's worked. So I don't want you to say small by small it happened. What happened was that you created magic.
I didn't realize
joy.
I didn't realize what I was doing. I didn't realize I was building. All I thought I was doing was surviving. You know, you kind of like want to feel like a woman that's worth something. You're bringing in money. You know, you're a mom, you're this. So like I didn't realize I was building anything. I was just going. And the most important thing to me at the time was not to build I wasn't thinking about building a business. I just wanted to make sure that the people around me that thought I was worthy enough of taking their money were happy. I just wanted to make sure my job was perfectly executed and they were happy. Sometimes I would do a job before getting paid.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't about the money, it was about the joy I was sending out. And
Yes.
that's what my business has been built on.
So someone, Adesua, has just said that you are underplaying how amazing this story is. She has made us fall in love with balloons. And I think that's very important because as women, we often, men will be like, I built this amazing business. I did this, I did that. And you're here saying, well, one by one. No, I want us to take away from the story also of grit and resilience is the pursuit of excellence. I have never seen you not pursue excellence with your craft. I'm looking at all the comments so that you don't have to. And there are multiple comments saying, her fingers are magic, her fingers are amazing. So I want us to celebrate this, for people who are watching now and, the hundreds of people who are going to watch afterwards, that, grit and resilience are critical. But if you do not bring excellence to work every single day.
Yes. I show up and I show up. There's no, my timing has to be perfect. My team has to be, on point. We prepare, we talk things through, and I'm not a businesswoman.
You are a businesswoman now.
Apparently I am. I am. But then everybody builds their business based on different things, People are driven by the money. People do it by the book. People do it by, business plan and whatever. That just wasn't me. These fingers, this is my business. Currency. Yes.
That is the work of your hands. So tell me, when did you know that the work of your hands was a business? What was the moment? What happened?
I don't know that moment, but then I kept hearing over and over again, when I see your balloons, I know they're different. There's just a way. There's love. We don't just send out the balloons. There's a lot has gone into it. A lot of love from me, a lot of love from my staff, a lot of care. So when you put all that together, it's not just you're not just receiving a cold thing. You're receiving something that has been wholeheartedly packaged. Wow. Even from the buying process to the shipping process to everything. There's just so much love from the beginning to the end. And it's just something that I have been blessed with. Luckily for me, my staff, I have this thing where I know how to pick staff, and my staff have been wonderful. They share the same passion that I do. And it's just, there's no, for me, my formula is grit, discipline. If I'm going to be at work at 4 a.m., we're going to be at work at 4 a.m. There's no excuses. Yeah.
But, I've also seen you around your staff. And I think, one of the things that I learned from you as a businesswoman is the love that you put into your team, right? From what I've observed, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a very strong family component to the way you handle your team. I mean, I've come to parties, your team member's birthday, and it's been a party like it's your cousin or your sister. So in terms of running a business, let's talk a little bit about that philosophy of team, because you can't grow by yourself, right? They say this person is self-made, but it's impossible to be self-made. There is a community that helps you lift. So tell me your journey so far. What's the philosophy there?
For me, my team are like my daughters. People who know me, know my children, know I'm very big on discipline, and I'm very big on showing love. So I always explain to my staff, my team members that, listen, some days I'm going to freak out. because you need to give it your best every single day. I don't want them to be with me forever. They're going to have to move on. But for you to stay here, you're going to have to come with your best foot forward every single day. And we talk. Obviously, I'm the boss. So there are boundaries. We talk, we play, but there are boundaries. And I've been lucky. I take care of them. They take care of me. There's respect. I tell them every single time, I respect you. Some of them are in their 20s. They're giving me their all. I have to respect that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about the not so positive side of business, right?
Yeah.
You know, do you ever deal with self-doubt? And if you do, you know, how has it changed over the period of being a businesswoman, right? Because in the beginning, I can imagine maybe you dealt with it, but as you become better at your craft, you have more customers, you know, you become better at what you're doing. Does self-doubt disappear? I want to learn more about
No,
that from you.
not for me. You get better at handling it. But like I said at the beginning, every single set of balloons that go out, my heart is in my hands or my head or wherever the hell it is, because you always want to give your best. Obviously, the goalpost keeps moving, so you get a little bit more comfortable with certain things. Yeah, so you get a little bit more comfortable with certain things, but I never have really gotten 100% comfortable with anything because I can't. I can't take it for granted. I can't, mess with the business. I can't mess with, what the next person is getting because they've never received balloons before, right? So it's new to them. I
Yeah.
have to treat it as new every single time. So, yeah.
How
No, I
have you?
don't get comfortable. No.
Yes, yes. No, I can imagine, but you know, who knows? Maybe you're one of those people with, you know, nerves of steel. You never get nervous or uncertain. How have you thought about competition? And the reason I ask is, you know, I'm in a business that's incredibly saturated, and to actually establish a voice is really difficult. You know, from what I understand, you know, you are a pioneer in what you do in Nigeria, but then you have the reverse challenge where then lots of other people, you know, think, well, it's balloons, it's just balloons, let me go do it, right? And as we can see from the feedback so far, it's not just balloons. But
No, it's not.
how have you thought about the competition and continuing to innovate when you were the
So,
first?
I started it a few years back. When I started, there were very few people that I was aware of. I actually wasn't aware of anybody in the business. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. I don't know. But then obviously, people very quickly pick up the fact that, they think it's easy. They think, oh, they're adding up the numbers for you. She's charging this. Oh my God, there's 100 of this. That's equals to this. So obviously, they want to jump on the business. So a lot of people have started. And when it first started happening, obviously, it unnerved me. I would get, oh my God, But then I realized that, you know what? Again, I'm going to go back to my hands. These hands, there's only this pair of hands, So the market is big enough for everybody. I'm a little bit more yes, I'm aware of my competition. I know what they're doing. Of course, I'm checking you out from time to time because I need to know, but I'm not engrossed in what it is you're doing because I know what I'm doing, right?
Sure.
And the sky is big enough for every bird to fly, so we can
Yes.
all fly.
Yes.
And I focus on my focus, and some people focus on me, and that's
But you stay in
okay.
your own lane.
I stay in my lane, focus on me, what I'm doing. I do something, I see somebody else does it, and that's okay. That's okay. I just keep moving, I keep reinventing, I keep researching, I keep trying out new things, and that's just business. It's business.
Absolutely. So, how have you thought about? I want to go a little bit backwards to this notion of pressure,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that there's pressure on women to do so many different things, right? And, you talked about the pressure in being a mother and focused on your kids. And, your kids got to a point where now they're grown women. They don't need that level of care that they may have needed earlier. Do you still find pressure that affects you as a woman business owner today? Or do you think that's largely no longer an issue for you?
Good question. Not really.
No.
Not really. I mean, I'm not in my 30s. I'm not in my early 40s. I'm in my late 40s. I don't really feel the pressure because I'm me. I know myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I'm not capable of. I find it very difficult. It's not easy to shake me. It's not easy to make me feel like I'm not worth it, or I'm not worthy, or I don't know what I'm doing. So not really, no, I'm not generally, no. I'm not generally
So this
intimidated.
confidence that you have, do you think that the confidence came with age, or it's confidence you've always had?
I've always been pretty confident, but sometimes there's a little bit of a facade going on, but with age, you get more comfortable in your skin and in what you're doing, and you shed a lot of unnecessary worry,
Baggage. Yes.
baggage and weight and whatever.
Yes.
And you do you. And I'm not really that bothered, to be honest. I just
Yeah.
love what I'm doing. I like myself. I like my children. I like my friends.
So talking about friends, grit, resilience, and passion, one thing I've always admired about you is how you have used the art of collaboration in creating experiences, right? So I have seen that there are brands that do flower arrangements, event management, and lots of other different categories, right? And you guys have worked quite beautifully and seamlessly together to provide experiences for customers, which I think also elevates, it allows you to leverage more than what you do. Talk about how you think about who you pick to collaborate with and how you make sure those partnerships work.
I just like nice people. I just like nice people. I think everybody is worthy of, everybody is worthy of, I feel, the other day
But
I
not
was talking.
everybody is nice, Shola.
No, not everybody. But you see, I was having this conversation with my daughters the other day, and we were talking about the different gifts people have, right? The gift of gifting, the gift of time, the gift of encouragement, whatever. And I think I'm blessed with the gift of encouragement. I just have this thing where I feel like I love to encourage people. I love to make people feel that you're worth it. And, I just love to encourage people. So it could be this person or that person. I'll give you a shout out. You're working together, like what do we lose from
Yeah.
encouraging the next person?
So I think that is magical. And I think you're not, it is huge because a lot of people view everyone as competition. And I love your saying, by the way, I'm going to steal it. There's enough birds and there's enough sky for birds to fly, or whatever you said. I'm going to quote it from now on because it is such a great way to look at the world, right? Particularly when we are small businesses. If you think about it, I mean, Amazon, there's not enough space for two Amazons, but Amazon has billions and billions and billions. When we are making small amounts of money, that we are scrapping and not collaborating with each other is actually better for Amazon, not for us, because we are not growing together. And so I'm learning from you, quite frankly, Shola, in how to collaborate with this brand. I collaborate with cosmetic companies, I collaborate with beauty companies and other areas, with fashion companies, because I don't necessarily look at it as people are nice. Yes, people are nice, but I look at it as we potentially can offer customers something that I can't do by myself. And if I bring
Yeah,
two people together, I provide an enhanced service or product for the customer that they wouldn't get if they just came to
of
me.
course. Yeah. So I have this thing where I approach everything and I start everything. Love is my starting point, right? I can afford for love to be my starting point because I'm also blessed with a sixth sense. I can pick up, so I can pick up very quickly if your intentions are pure, if your intentions are not pure. And then I very quickly know, okay, I don't want to carry on with this person. And yes, I want to carry on with this person. So, yes, the competition is out there, but okay, it's going to be there anyway. So I'm not going to carry that load
Yeah,
on my shoulders
yeah,
because there's competition. I just have
yeah.
to focus on what I'm doing. And I can't do all the work in Lagos. I can't inflate all the balloons in Lagos every day for everybody that wants balloons. You understand? Otherwise, I'll
I
mess it up.
understand. I
So, yeah.
understand. I understand.
So
It's funny because last night I was talking to my husband, and we're both Catholics, so it's now Lent, and we were talking about what we're going to give up. And I was telling him that I feel like I'm in a season of really, really appreciating and celebrating other people, right? And learning that everybody must stay in their own lane. Everybody's pace is different, and when somebody else wins, whatever that win is, that is celebration. Like celebrate, 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 celebrate. So that's my Lent. I'm giving up, oh my God, I want this, but I don't have it. And it's more of others and completely less of me in this season of Lent.
okay,
So
so if you don't celebrate somebody or you celebrate somebody, it doesn't mean the person is not going to achieve what they're going to achieve
well,
with
exactly.
or without your celebration.
Exactly.
So, let's
Exactly.
celebrate.
Yeah.
Sometimes, we are human. I'm not going to say that I'm this perfect person, but we have to kind of like encourage ourselves
Yes.
to encourage other people. And
Yes.
after a
Yes.
while, it's a practice. And after a
Yeah.
while, it's like cute. And it's
Yes.
like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And I feel nice. And the
Yeah.
other person feels nice.
Yeah.
And we keep it moving.
I think
So,
I think it's also about less of yourself, right? I think so many times in business, you're focused on what you are trying to do. And I'm not saying we should stop doing that, but I'm focused entirely on just creating, right? Less of looking in the mirror and more of just looking at my customer. So, how do you think about innovation, right? Because you might decide today, I'll give an example. I'm wearing orange lipstick. I love orange lipstick, but another opportunity I can do is ask my customers, do you love orange lipstick? Because it's possible my customers don't like orange lipstick, I do. So how do you approach innovation? You
sorry, they
know,
just said lights here. NEPA. Yeah.
no worries. It
I
happens. It
try.
happens in America too.
Okay. Innovation. I mean, I just love to create. I just love to create. And the
Yeah.
funny thing is that a lot of people just say, you know what? I ask a few questions and I just think, oh my God, I hope I get it right. I just love to create.
Yeah.
So I know it's just, people think, oh, it's just balloons, but then there's colors and there's so many things that go into it. And, you try different things and I'm excited about what I do. So I could go into the office today and think, I went in on Saturday and I decided, you know what? We're going to start making our own tassels. And we all
Tassels.
sat there.
What is a tassel? Tell me. I don't know what that means.
So those little like paper things you hang off the balloons to make them look really pretty.
Okay. Okay.
So we used to buy, and I just thought, you know what, I need this kind of paper tassel. So we make our own tassels now. We cut the paper, we twist it, we do whatever we need to do. Obviously, I get inspired by, like I look at a lot of balloon companies in Australia. They are fantastic. I pick up ideas from them.
Okay.
So there's like I could see a piece of paper on the floor and think, oh my God, that's a nice color combination. and I pick it up
Wow.
and I put it in my bag
Wow.
and I
So
take it
you
back to,
are a creative at heart. Is that a good way
yes.
to describe you?
Apparently so. I never knew that, but yes.
Well, I mean, that is quite evident. So did you know this when you were young that you just love creating, that you sort of have this hand-eye coordination? That's what
No,
it is, right?
no, no, no. I didn't know. I didn't
Wow.
even know I was good at interiors until I had to do up my own place. And everybody's like, oh my God, your place is so nice. You should become an interior. I was like, I never even knew.
Wow.
So,
So you're discovering.
we are still discovering, and may we continue to discover.
Amen. Amen. You know, I said to somebody the other day, I think it was my son, who we were talking about what he wants to be when he grows up. And he said, Mommy, how did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up? And I was like, I haven't grown up yet, too, because I've been so many different things over my
Sorry,
40. Oh,
sorry, my daughter just wrote, she makes up color combinations in her sleep. So sometimes I dream of colors and I have to get up and write it down.
wow. But you know what they
And
call that? That is operating in a state of flow. That's when you know that you are literally in the purpose. You are in the walk that God wants you to be on. That the spirit is just like working, 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 working. I love that. I love that. I love that. I don't necessarily dream about what I do yet,
no,
but
I do.
I
And
love it.
I've never been the most religious person, but I've always known that no matter what I do, there's just like if I'm walking on like the streets, Oxford streets, and there's thousands of people, I never felt blended into that crowd. I always felt that if anybody's looking from above,
They'll
it's
see
me
you.
they're gonna see me.
I
And
love it.
I've always thought that. So, I definitely have God lives inside me.
Of
And,
course.
you know,
Of course.
there's a lot of gratitude. And, you know, I'm happy. I love my business and I'm just blessed.
So let's, this is amazing. So let's talk a little bit. Your two daughters are on the live now.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like? What has it been like raising two women? And in the context of the grit and the resilience that you have shown over your, well, they haven't been alive for 40 years, but your journey, what do you want them now as young adults to take from you? The mistakes and the good decisions. What do you
Okay.
want young women today to see?
Okay. So I spent some time in London during the lockdown. Me and my daughters. I went for a week. I ended up staying almost a year. Luckily for me, my business ran, you know. And I spoke a lot with my daughters every day. And one day I asked each of them, I was like, what do you like most? I mean, we asked many questions, but I asked one day, what do you like most about me? About me, your mom.
Wow.
Yes. And I asked them both separately.
Okay.
And both of them was, Mommy, you don't quit. You don't quit. You
Uh,
just keep going and going and you make it work. During the lockdown, I think the first few days, I was one of the few businesses that I didn't stop. I had to find a way to make it happen because people wouldn't let me stop. They're like, Shola, you did it. So, I made it happen. I hired a certain person with a past to do whatever
Lisa
we needed.
says Shola's parenting skills are goals, role models. You have to teach us.
Thank you. Thank you. So my girls think that what they've learned from me is that I don't stop. I have to push for them. They are girls. They are Black girls. And they are already, as Black females, disadvantaged. If that makes any sense.
Of course it does. Of course
Exactly.
it does.
So I just keep telling them, you can't stop. They want to do something. Have you called them? Yeah, I called them. Well, pick up the phone and call them again. But mommy, I
So
just tell them like,
that same encouragement that you believe you do for businesses, that came from what you do in your family life. You are constantly encouraging yourself and your children.
my children, yes, I have to. My children are the, like, I keep telling them, you're the best thing. And I want you to know that you're the best thing because you really are the best thing. And, you know, they've seen how hard I've worked in the lockdown. I was up at 7. I didn't let them sleep in late. They had to be downstairs in the kitchen with me by 9 a.m., showered and
Oh my
dressed.
God, you're one of those mummies.
But then by the time I was leaving, they were like, Mommy, you know what? You did the right thing. If I call them now at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, even though I'm not there, they're up and showered and dressed. Well, Azzy, I don't know about the Sosa, but yeah, we have to keep encouraging and pushing.
I think another thing that I've seen that you do as a mom is you're honest with your daughters, right? I think a lot of times, you know, at least in our time when we were growing up, there's a lot that our parents didn't tell us, you know, hid from us about womanhood, or I'm not even talking about how it's like to be a woman, how it's like to be a woman in the context of a marriage, how it's like to be a mother, you know, all these, a businesswoman or in a career. And, you know, it's one of my, I don't have daughters, I only have sons, but I think about my responsibility as a mother of sons is to not only raise amazing, empathetic, kind, successful men, but men who love strong, amazing, kind, empathetic women and are not intimidated by them. So I love to see that in you as well.
So if I don't tell my children the truth about sex or marriage or friendships or whatever, they're still going to experience it, right? So why not tell them?
Exactly. Wow.
What am I hiding?
I don't think it's hiding. Our culture, though, is very, I don't know, uncomfortable in these discussions.
They're going to do
So
it
I
right.
think it's amazing that you do not allow that discomfort of our culture to permeate your relationships with your daughters.
No, they have to know, right?
Yeah.
We've spoken about, okay, so what if this happens? Mommy, what would you do if this happens? I said, well, we could. So we speak about what could happen so that when it does happen, we already have a solution, right?
Yeah.
Mommy, what happens if I get pregnant?
Mm.
Well, if you get pregnant, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this. We already have a solution down because they are girls.
Yes.
The world is a very dark place.
Yeah.
And I am their light.
Yes.
In
Oh, I
this
love
world.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So it's clear to say that your spirit of grit and this tenacity of just not giving up is not only something that has made you a successful businesswoman, but also as a mom. And these are traits that you are teaching your daughters to see in you and for themselves to espouse. I have a question. Do you believe you're successful?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Because one, I'm doing, by the way, see my painting, she's wearing bossy lipstick.
I love it. Who is that? But I think I have his artwork.
You do.
Okay, good. I think I have
You do.
3 of his paintings
Yes,
downstairs.
you do.
I love this work.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
this work.
What was the question?
So I asked about success. Do you think, because I think a lot of women shy away from answering affirmatively that they are successful. So why? I love that you just said yes. Why?
Yes. Yes, because I'm happy in my job. I know where I started. I know how far I've come. I have built something that feeds me, that takes care of me, that helps me live a dignified existence. I can inspire people. I get so many messages on my Instagram every day
Love it, love it, love it, love
And
it.
I may not be the biggest business in the world, but I know that when I am very intentional about how I post, because I know I inspire a lot of people.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
The few that I inspire, we're not plenty, but there's I know.
If
So
you inspire one person,
yes,
honestly, I feel like
yes,
that is the work, right? It's not the money. I think, and I love the way you characterize this, right? Because you live a dignified existence, the work of your hands, that work is feeding you. It's allowing you to be beautiful as you are right now with this gorgeous
yeah.
painting and balloons and to thrive. There is so much honor in that, right? There is honor in the hard work. And I think it's so important for women like us, yourself, to show that there are so many ways to be successful, right? You if you inspire one woman to say, you know what, maybe the work of my hands is beading, or the work of my hands is making glasses or whatever, and if I just keep going, if I have challenges, if I make mistakes, to keep going. And that's what this whole series that I'm doing right now is. It is to inspire at least one person through storytelling, right? Because I think that, I'm based here in the US, and when we talk about women business owners, it's always generally white women. And I really, 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 again, not from a discriminatory standpoint, because a lot of my customers are white women, but I want to center stories on Black women, on the challenges, on the successes, on joy, on grit, on passion, on all these things, because I don't think that our stories are told enough. And there is somewhere a girl in Nigeria, in Ghana, Namibia, Zambia, California, wherever, who's going to watch this video and is going to say,
We
because
have
of
to.
you.
My team members are here. Precious, I can see her.
Hi,
She's there. She
Precious.
said, "Go, boss."
Go,
Now,
boss. By the way, if anybody has questions for Shola, drop the questions. She'll start answering them because we're coming up on our hour. So I want to make sure if anyone has questions, they
oh,
ask them.
yeah. So it's about building up. I'm not consciously saying I'm taking this girl and I'm going to build her up. It's just something I like to do. All the girls that work for me, I know how they were when they started, and I know how they are today. They can walk into the biggest bank and the biggest boardroom to set up, and there's zero intimidation. And these are people who didn't come with very much. So you could have all these millions, but lack, what's the word? But not be confident. My girls are confident, they're built up. We talk. This is what you're doing wrong. So it's about just building up people around you. And when people see that, your business is going to flow.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and be slamming everybody's head, come and buy, come and buy. They will come because they see the genuine, it's real.
And the
It's real.
consistency, right? I think consistency is such, in some of the other conversations I've had in this chat series, we've talked about in the beginning, one lady said, she would post and nobody would like the post, right? But she kept going. And then sometimes, 2 people would like, and then 10 people would like, and then 50, and then blah, blah, blah. So that consistency and that grit, again, of just keep going. It will be hard. There will be mistakes. There will be failures. You will cry. And I know you have cried, Shola.
I remember my first Valentine. I'd taken all these orders. I think I bought like 50 heart-shaped balloons because I didn't even think I could sell 50. But I just thought I'll have 50 just in case. Valentine's Day came and I brought them out to start inflating. I think I may have had a mouse in the shop that had put holes in all the heart-shaped foil balloons. And I remember sitting, crying. And I was like, I have no balloons to sell. People are going to think I'm a joke. What am I going to do? I now have to start calling everybody. I'm sorry I can't deliver because I had a mouse, you know. I'll refund. And I spend the rest of the day crying.
Oh.
But we have to get up and we have to keep moving because my life depended on it, really. Not because I was so passionate about it. My life depended on it. And then from there, here we are.
It
Hold on,
says
I
you
want to read this
lead
comment.
your time and your life with love, Shola. Interacting with your girls at Ribbon Room is always pleasant because of your leadership style. You mother them and treat them well. There have been a litany of fantastic comments on
I
this
haven't
chat.
been reading.
I have been reading them, and you are clearly loved and liked and appreciated. And I think that's, that's been such a beautiful thing as I've been interviewing women on this chat series is, what is your secret? It's what I call the secret sauce, and somebody says the authenticity is evident. And I think your secret sauce is, that you are excellent at what you do. And you just keep bringing that excellence every day, and you are relentless.
Be happy to serve. People don't have to. So when people are giving you the honor of spending their hard-earned cash with you, it's an honor.
What would you say? So I have two questions. First question is, what advice would you give the Shola so somebody asked, okay, who has inspired you on your journey through life? Why don't you answer that one first? Who has inspired you on your journey? Yes.
Who has inspired every woman?
No. You have to pick one. Pick one.
No. Honestly, I was thinking about this the other day when people ask, what's your favorite this? I don't have a favorite anything, really.
Okay.
So I have grown up and I'm an observer. And there's so many women around that have been around that I've seen, from teachers to friends to whatever. And I picked out traits from not every single person, but you kind of like think, okay, I like this. Who is the one?
If you don't have, that's okay. That's okay.
I'm just inspired by a lot of women.
So my question is, how many years ago did you start?
Well, I started Ribbon Room, the toy store, about 10 years ago, but the balloon thing started only properly about 5-6 years ago. I don't even have a time because I was just,
You were just going. So if the Shola of today could give advice to the Shola of 6 years ago, so the Shola who had the toy store and was going through whatever she was going through, what advice would you give yourself in those days from the wisdom that you have developed over the last 6 years?
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Fear. I was afraid, well, not afraid, but I was a bit about this live. I was thinking, who the hell wants to watch what I have to say? Who the hell? But then we've done it, right? The hour has passed.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's like you and I chatting.
Don't be afraid. Just, if you don't try, you'll never know. And you are worthy. Give it your best. Don't come with mediocre stuff and think, oh, it didn't work. Well, it didn't work because it didn't work. You didn't give it your best. Give it your best. Don't be afraid. Keep it moving. Find yourself. Evolve. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Soften to yourself.
Can we talk about that a little bit? Because I am the least kind to Aisha Dozie in the world. And the things I say to myself, sometimes I'm like, whoa, that was not kind at all. So I love that you said that, because that's another practice of mine, is to not be so hard on myself. I think a lot of people do it.
Don't. Mm-hmm. There's not that much for me to say about that.
Yeah.
Just, again, it's a practice. Mm-hmm. It's a practice.
So somebody, Bio has a question, which was my question that I was going to ask you. So the first question I asked was looking backwards. The next question is, where are you going? Where is Ribbon Room of the next 5 years? What do you see? What do you hope for? If you had to speak things into existence, what would that be?
If I was to speak things into existence, we'll still be standing.
Yes.
Making our daily money as we make that daily money. Hopefully, I was talking about cutting up tassels, right?
Yes.
Maybe, have a range, have a line.
Okay.
People like you, I always tell you, Shetu, my daughter has to come and understudy you. Like, I'm sending her to California because
Anytime.
there are people like you that we look at and you help us to dream bigger. Right?
Yes.
You help us to dream bigger. And every time I talk about you, I'm like, hey, I have this, cousin. I call you my cousin.
You're my cousin.
And she's so smart and she's so unafraid. But then we've spoken about this fear. And you've told me, Shola, I'm afraid, but I do it. So you drive me. When I see your post, your bossy lipstick, you started this thing from zero. Yes. And you're in production, you're talking to Italy, you're talking to here. So why can't I?
Yeah.
Why can't I? Yeah. So where am I going in 5 years? I can't predict. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. But obviously the time has come. Some structure has to come into it because,
yes, and people like me will be pushing you.
Please.
Big.
Please. Big. As you've always done.
Yes.
As you've always done.
There's a lot of, obviously I have a lot of love for you, Shola, you know that, and it's returned, and we are sisters. As my mom just said, you are sisters. And yeah, I love your spirit. I love your tenacity. I love your grit. I love your honesty. I love your authenticity. I love your dedication to excellence. The minutia, the little detail. I have this memory of you. I think my son was turning 5 or 7. I don't know. And you were in my house, and I remember there was one thing you wanted to cut, and I was like, "It's okay, leave it." And you were like, "No, it's not. It's not right."
The sun that day. The sun that day in that downstairs of your house, I thought I was going to die. I had a headache for 4 days after. But the job had to be done, right? And I had to do it. You can't see my stress, but man, the sun that day was yes.
I appreciate you. I think you are a phenomenal businesswoman. I am so honored that you accepted this invitation to have this chat, which will remain on our page. I wish you obviously nothing but good things with your business. And I'm always pushing you to scale.
Hi, Lisa.
I want to see women, for me, my jam is successful women. I just love women shining, women doing big, women getting money is like the thing. What you see in your sleep, I see women who have built things of value that is an exchange of monetary value, because I think wealthy women will change the world. Women with cash, women with capital, because with capital comes influence, comes voice, and comes the ability to change. So my thing is just elevating women who are going to get that cash. That's the simple thing of what excites me.
Be happy.
Yes.
Be honest. Have fun.
Yes.
Inspire.
Yes.
And you know what? It's not that serious, to be honest. As long as you're having fun and you are, yes, it's serious business, yes, but Shetu, we have to have a life and we have to live, in between the business part. And, thank God we're sitting here, we're talking. And I always love our chats, and I always go away with something. You're my sister. I've stolen you from them. You're now mine.
So I love you. You can take me. You can take me.
You are mine. I love you dearly. And this lady at the back, her name is BC. So I bought her because she's titled after my mother-in-law that I love so dearly.
Oh.
So she has bossy lipstick on.
Woohoo!
So yeah. So I love you, my
it.
sissy. And thank you for having me. I hope my story, I hope I didn't bore anybody. But
not even. I mean, there's been so much engagement. You know, I love you, and it seems a lot of people here love you, and you know, just continue to be the amazing business owner and woman and mother that you are. Thank you for sharing this story. I've just started playing my Afro beats. We can stay on. I mean, the conversation is done, but anybody who wants to ask questions should feel free to ask questions.
Ask me questions, please. Ask questions. Shola has always been so stylish in her dressing. I knew her when she was 20. Thank you. Frances, great consulting.
They love
my daughter.
I don't know whose necklace, but thank you.
My daughter, I think you have always been creative since Azia and I was small. You know, sticking all those papers on your wardrobe door to make it look nice. Scott Beauty, thank you.
Kemi Shogunle says, proud of you, Shola. Somebody named Abby says, love the ladies. We love you, Shola. Mrs. G1 says, fantastic conversation. Scott Beauty says, you both rock. Lisa said, I missed Lisa's comment. Oh, she says, hey, great conversation. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Inspired. Share.
I have one troublesome person here. His name is John Adetiba. Who has inspired you on your journey through life, ma? Everything inspires. Everything inspires. And I'm coming back for my Frappuccino. So, I mean, Simply Amor, thank you.
Lots of love from your shop, girls.
Thank you. Jamie's Blooms and Balloons, thank you.
Vika says, well done, ladies. Someone named Chinwe Adebi says, how do you start? Apart from starting afraid, practically, how do you start?
Just start. Use what you have and just start. If you have one balloon and one pump, just start. Just start. Yeah. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's exactly Angela,
it. You have to start somewhere.
So, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Shola, for joining.
Mrs. G, thank you. Mrs. G sets her timer to be on here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Truly an inspiring conversation. Thank you. Shetu, how are the boys?
They're wonderful. They're downstairs in school.
I saw somebody learning how to skip back. He can't skip forward, but he wants to go back. I thought that was so cute.
Oh, they're good. Lovely. They bring me laughs. Aww.
So there's somebody saying, hi, Aisha. This is Chinwe Okani.
Ah, okay. Hello.
So we grew up in Luz together. I think she may have gone to Queen's College.
Ah, okay.
With you, yeah.
Awesome.
So thank you, Shetu. Thank you,
thank
you.
Love.
I'm wearing my bossy lipstick.
Is that Sugar Beet?
It's not Sugar Beets. I don't have my glasses on. It's Rouge.
Is it Rouge? Ah, okay. Even me now, I need my glasses. Without my glasses, my life is over.
I can't see Jack. But thank you, Shetu. I love you. Thank you. So I'll hit you up on WhatsApp now, yeah?
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.